Hello, welcome to Tree Cat Tarot. We are going to do a late video. The whole fiasco that the last set of zodiac reads was kind of put me off a little bit, and I was sick, but we are right back at it. I am going to do better at committing to doing a video per week. Right now, that is not the average, but we're going to do it. We're going to just, see our lessons and push forward. Since we are currently in the middle of Venus retrograde, I thought this would be a great time to see what is next in love. That way you have something you can at least look forward to whenever this ends. It's supposed to end on September 3rd, I believe. And the post shadow period for it is supposed to be September 30th, if I remember correctly. So we have quite a ways to go, but nevertheless, let's go ahead and see what's next for you in love. I have 3 stickers here that you can choose from. I'm also going to draw 3 cards. We're actually going to use the Spirit Tarot deck. We have our Spirit store is opening up again slowly. Let me know in the comments if your guys' Spirit store is opening up again. But let's go ahead and shuffle some cards to see what card resonates for each sticker in case you would rather pick with a card. And we will go from there. We have 2 oracle decks out here, and we're going to use the Moon and Star Tarot for the actual read. But let's get a card just to kind of represent each pile, like the overall theme of what to expect next in love. Sorry about that. I do private readings. You can find my email in the bio. They are honestly like very cheap compared to most other tarot readers because I have fairly limited hours that I can read in, and I have 2 slots permanently taken. But yeah, go ahead and email me if you are interested in a private reading. If you are comfortable with just these pick of cards, I feel it. It took me a very long time before I reached out to a tarot reader for the first time. I watched their videos for, I want to say, a year before I did it, so that's totally understandable. So, Spirit, what card represents pile 1, please? What card represents the overall theme of what pile 1 can expect? What overall can pile 1 expect? Spirit. Okay. The Empress. Kali, Gemini energy, and card number 3. I feel like that's Sophie's energy, you know. Sophia, was it Sophie or Sophia? Oh my god, I can't remember. She's from Howl's Moving Castle if you don't recognize her. If you've never seen that movie, you need to go watch that movie, even if that's not your pile. You need to go watch that movie. It's my favorite. Pile 2, what overall can pile 2 expect? Okay. 7 of Cups, Scorpio energy, and it's being represented with the Loch Ness Monster. We will get an up close of both stickers and cards when I'm done. In Spirit, what overall can pile 3 expect in love? Overall, what can pile 3 expect in love? Justice, card number 8, Libra energy, and it's being represented with the Valkyrie. So, let's go ahead and get a close-up of each pile. So pile 1, you are Sophie from Howl's Moving Castle, and Kali Ma in all of her frickin' glory in this card. I feel like these are 2 different maternal energies. So that's so exciting to me. We have this crystal ball. There we go. Very pretty. And we have a Nessie here with the 7 of Cups. I've never noticed that dragon before. Hopefully I will remember, and we will get into that when we get to your pile. We have this sticker with the flowers. And just really fast, like, look at how textured That's so cool. Yes, these little flowers. And the Justice card with the Valkyrie. Very good. Okay. All right, go ahead and pick your piles. The timestamps are below, and I will see you there. Hi, Pile 1, and welcome to your reading. If you resonate with the Sophie card or with the Empress, then this is your reading. So, right off the bat, Kali Ma, that is, maybe you resonate with, I want to say that's Hindu, I want to say, mythology. Yeah, if you resonate with her energy, Kali Ma is, I've never actually worked with her, I've just read some of her myths. She is definitely a multifaceted figure. She is, the other sides of her energy are also known as Shakti and Parvati, if I'm understanding my mythology properly. Which is why, even though she's shown in this as a very destructive goddess here, she is the mother archetype, because Parvati is very much a mother archetype, as is Shakti. Okay. And that kind of does resonate with the Sophie sticker, actually. If you've never seen the movie, I'm about to spoil a little bit of it for you, but she gets turned into an old woman. And when she goes from being a young girl who is timid, unsure of herself, doesn't really take matters into her own hands and just lets people walk all over her, she gets turned into this old woman. And she kind of feels like, oh, well, this is my life now. And it starts pulling her out of this timid mindset. It pulls her out of being a bit of a doormat, because she's like, oh, well, this is my life now. I'm an old woman. She thinks she's ugly and all this good stuff. And so she just kind of starts to make her own decisions and going along with her heart. And ultimately that allows her to get turned back into a young woman again, right? So really interesting energy there. You may have recently stepped into your own power. That's kind of what I'm getting here. You don't necessarily have to be a feminine. It's just that both of these speak to feminine energies. You could very well be a masculine that just recently stepped into his power. But either way, let's go ahead and get into the tarot and see what's next for you in love. I am intending these to be shorter readings today, so let's see if that actually happens. We'll set her between these two Nomi gentlemen. Okay. So yeah, we're probably just going to look at a real basic 3 cards with modifiers. So 6 ultimately, 7 if you count under the deck energy. And then we'll have the Kitchen Witch Oracle for any advice for you. And I also have my In the Shadows Oracle deck for any... I feel like we're going to end up using it. I don't know if we're going to use it for all of them, but if it does show that, like, there actually is a person coming in for you, because there isn't always a person. Sometimes what's next in love is a continuation of our own self-love. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's go ahead and get into the reading. So, what is next in love for pile 1, please? What is next in love for pile 1, Spirit? Next in love for pile 1. Oh, these cards. I love them. They're pretty, and I love how simple they are, but, like, they just slide all over it, the place. Okay. That is not working out how I was intending it to. Madam. Okay, so we have Page of Wands in the reverse. We have 2 of Swords in the reverse. Okay. Which Page of Wands in reverse definitely does point to someone who has power, possesses power, but they have no idea how to wield it, and possibly don't even realize that they have it. Okay. Queen of Swords in the reverse. Interesting. So yeah. I do see you. This is weird. It's not weird. It's so with Page of Wands in reverse, yeah, that is someone who wasn't stepping into their power, someone who didn't know how to wield their power, perhaps, did not realize that they had it. That's your past energy. Your current energy is the Ten of Swords in the reverse. So you're kind of, it's not death, but you are kind of resisting change. You are resisting like whatever you currently need to do to fully step into your own power. I don't know if it's a painful step. Typically, yes, with Ten of Swords, we are talking about painful steps that lead to new beginnings. But yeah, something really painful that you're kind of resisting doing, you're putting off doing it. And then we have the Queen of Swords in the reverse, which is, it can be read as hyper independence. It can also be read as someone who's a little too quick to like cut other people off, a little too quick to be defensive. And that could be because you're not allowing whatever is currently going on in your energy to end. Therefore, you're not allowing yourself to heal. So you stay defensive. If you have a wound that keeps bleeding, you're going to keep defending it. That's human nature, right? Let's go ahead and pull out more cards. Spirit, why is the Page of Wands, I'm sorry, why is the Page of Wands in reverse here? Why is the Page of Wands in the reverse here? Okay. Ace of Swords. Okay. Why is the Ten of Swords in the reverse here, Spirit? Why is the Ten of Swords in the reverse here? Knight of Wands in the up hand. Okay. And why is the Queen of Swords in the reverse here, Spirit? Why is the Queen of Swords in the reverse here? Queen of Wands in the reverse. We have a lot of Wands energy. You are a powerful person on the inside. You are a creative person on the inside, but you're just not allowing yourself to realize it. We have Two of Wands on the back of the deck. Whatever the next chapter is, the universe is saying that you are ready for it, but you either don't think you're ready for it or you know you're ready for it, but you kind of just keep like dilly-dallying is essentially what I'm seeing here. So Page of Wands in reverse, coming out with the Ace of Swords up hand. This is someone who, it's like when it's giving like with people you know and love because you know things about them, you know their backstory, maybe you know that they're not bad-hearted or anything like that, but like, so it's because you know too much about the people around you, so you are overly understanding, you are overly giving, you are overly willing to let them just walk all over you because you kind of know too much for your own good, versus maybe like whoever you're dealing with at this point that's like keeping you from moving on. Say you didn't know very much about this person and they were giving you the same behavior, you probably wouldn't have as much issue cutting them off, but because you do know this person, you know it's not coming from a place that's necessarily meant to be hurtful. So you're just giving more and more and more, even though you know you don't need to be doing that anymore. Um, at least that's where you were. Currently, you're in a place where, like, with the Knight of Wands here, I feel like you just kind of don't want to let go. You don't want to let go of this person because that means that you would have to step into a place to where you were actually ready for commitment. It's typically when we are in a chaser mentality or in a chaser energy, it's because we are not willing to allow our own selves to be caught. When we are constantly trying to give love to other people who don't necessarily want it, I'm not saying that's necessarily your situation, I'm just reading what I'm getting here, but it's because you're unwilling to give love to yourself, you're unwilling to allow others to give love to you. So the safe thing is to continuously keep chasing after a person who also doesn't want to be caught. Because, if they were to be caught, then that would mean that, like, you would then have to give love to them, and then you would have to be on the receiving end of love. And the reason we chase people who don't actually want to be with us is because we're not actually ready to receive love. We still think that we have to earn the love. That is why we chase. You are ready to be done with it, but Knight of Wands can also be like someone who's commitment phobic. You could be I'm hearing that for some of you, like, you're afraid. I'm hearing for some of you that the reason you're not willing to get out of a chaser mindset with one person who doesn't want you is because a person before them hurt you to the degree that you're actually now commitment phobic a little bit. So it's not really this person who is causing the problem, it's something from the connection before them. And because in a previous connection before that person, maybe you were in a higher level of connection and it really fell apart, it really burned you, it really hurt you. And so now you allow your energy to be taken up by people who don't really want you, because then you're safe. If you're alone, you're safe. That signals a disorganized attachment style, in fact. If that sounds like you, I really encourage you to read Attached, or to at least do research on disorganized attachment styles, because these are the kind of people that they do not feel like they're avoiding commitment, but in actuality, with the way that they go after people who don't really want them, and then the moment that person does want them, they kind of get an ick that is disorganized, or they start self-sabotaging the interaction. So your future is still this Queen of Wands in reverse, Queen of Swords in reverse energy. Someone who is overly independent, someone who is overly charismatic. And it's because you're not really letting yourself close a chapter. You think you're letting yourself close a chapter by letting one person go, when in actuality, you're just going to kind of allow yourself to chase after someone else who gives you the same issue. Different name, same person in the end. That's kind of what I see for you right now. Definitely not a happy first pile. I'm so sorry about that, but I see what I see. And maybe that's, what you need to be reflecting on right now while we're still in Venus retrograde. If you can get this information while we're still in retrograde, you can absorb it. You can start working on not the thing that's on the surface that's taking up your mental energy, but what's in the past that actually hurts. if you can go ahead and fix that, then you can actually get into an energy where it's Queen of Wands in the up hand, where it's Queen of Swords in the up hand, where you are independent, but you're independent and you take no shit, but you are capable of putting the sword away. You see yourself and you understand that you are sexy and confident, and you can use that in not a harmful way, but just to draw in someone that you want because you want them, not someone that you want just because you're trying to band-aid an ache. Okay, so we're going to go ahead then and get into the Kitchen Witch Oracle to get some... Actually, no, before we do that, because the Ten of Swords in reverse does suggest a lack of closure. So we're going to do some cards here. And we're going to get you some closure. Hopefully. Because I feel like for many of the people in this pile, there is someone who takes up mental space for you. So we're going to go ahead and get some messages from whoever that person might be that is taking up mental space so that you can finally have some closure, okay? Spirit, can we get some messages for pile 1 from people that they need closure from, please? Spirit, can we get some closure messages for pile 1? Closure messages for pile 1. Then we'll get you some actual advice. Messages of closure for pile 1, please. Messages of closure. Okay. I love myself enough to walk away. Okay. So this could be something that you could repeat to yourself as a mantra for some of you. For others of you, if someone walked away from you, it could be because they sensed this pattern in you and they knew it was just going to be a disaster. You know, if they could sense that as much as you may want love and commitment, you're not quite in a place to receive it yet. So it would just be you and this person would really end up just hurting each other in the end. Spirit, what messages of closure? Oh, okay. Yes, it is too late. So if there's any of you that have been wondering if there's someone that you could fix things with, it's too late for that. It's too late. You need to let it go. You need to let them go. So you can start working on this energy and getting this to a better place. This will not be a happy energy for you to be in if you continue on this path. Spirit, give us some closure for pile 1, please. Closure for pile 1, please. Your body language says so much. So, okay, that sounds a lot like Queen of Swords in reverse. Defensiveness. Like, you know, if you have a tendency to like close up your body, fold your arms, not look at a person, that is an indicator that your energy is closed off. If you tend to act this way towards several members of your preferred gender, like, that signals a big wound concerning romantic love in terms of like the gender that you prefer. So if you're a woman who prefers men, or if you're a woman who prefers women, or man who prefers women, or a man who prefers other men, or non-binary, or whatever, if your body closes up in general around people, that's a huge indicator that you're not actually ready to open up as much as you may want to. You have something you need to work on, okay? Spirit, can we get some closure for pile 1, please? Spirit, can we get some closure for pile 1? I just got really heady out of nowhere. Some of you might get lightheaded. Some of you might smoke a lot to cope. Spirit, can we get some okay. You're so easy to see through. That's a harsh, like, I feel like that's a harsh call out. Yeah, you might very much have patterns that you don't even recognize. And that's okay. Like, when we have triggering interactions with other people, when other people trigger us, it's trying to show us something inside of us that we're not noticing otherwise. You can even, like, I mean, go to your friends. If you have a trusted friend that you know will give you the truth, like, ask them, do you think I have toxic patterns in romantic relationships? Do you think I have toxic patterns in dating, in intimacy, what have you? There might be things that you don't see because it's painful. It's painful to see ourselves. Okay? Closure for pile 1, please. Closure for pile 1. Closure for pile 1, please. Closure for pile 1. Thank you. I took the easy way out. So yeah, I feel like this one is more speaking to my chasers. Because a lot of this, I feel like a lot of this is not really talking about, like, people with a chaser behavior necessarily. You could be a chaser with these other 4. But it's more talking about someone who has unhealthy patterns that don't quite see them yet, but other people see them. In this one, I took the easy way out. That's more speaking to those of you who are in a chaser-runner dynamic. Look, if a person's running, let them. If a person's running, you go ahead, you take a beat, you catch your breath, you go the other direction. Any other direction but the one that they're running in. Because generally someone who is running, again, if you are running after someone, you are also running from yourself. People who have a healthy sense of self, they don't chase after anyone. They also don't run from people either. They sit in their power, stand in their power, and they wait. And they say yes or no. There is no game. Okay? All right. Now let's go ahead and see if we can get some advice for you from the Kitchen Witch's Oracle. It's actually called the Witch's Kitchen Oracle, but I keep calling it the Kitchen Witch's Oracle. It's all the same. It's all gravy. It's fine. Yeah, let's go ahead and get some advice for you, because, I mean, that's what retrograde's for. It's for reflection and healing, and Jen messing up all the cards. Lord. Advice for pile 1, please, Spirit. Advice for pile 1. Advice for pile 1. Of course you went all the way underneath the desk. Why wouldn't you? Okay. We have chocolate with aphrodisiac. Advice for pile 1, please, Spirit. Advice for pile 1, please. Okay. We have honey with ambrosia. Got some people with a sweet tooth up in here. And we have black pepper with banishment. Interesting. You know what that made me think of? If you've ever seen, God, I feel like they're more common in health food stores, or like, yeah, those chocolates, but they have like chili pepper in them. Like they're spicy. They're spicy chocolate. It just made me think of that for whatever reason. God, I've never bought one of those myself. I've never eaten one, but I mean, they sound curious. That might be up your alley, you know, some spicy chocolate. So with this combination, yeah, I'm really seeing you needing to get someone out of your energy. Black pepper is especially useful in defense magic. That's usually where I see it being used. But then with honey and chocolate, I mean, that's usually love magic ingredients. I really feel like you need to be doing some self-love work. And you know, like eating chocolate, taking the baths, and all that good stuff. I mean, that does work, but like the real work is the journaling. The real work is saying affirmations to yourself in the mirror. The real work is having those painful cries that you don't want to have. The real work is noticing a pattern and committing to changing a behavior and actually resisting a behavior when you feel it come up. Resisting thinking about a person, shit like that. Yeah, even in the book with chocolate and honey, it's more about indulging your own senses. It's more about finding ways to give pleasure to yourself. Chocolate talks about charging a piece of chocolate with the power of like a love goddess. Anyone that you can even use Kali, or you could use one of her softer aspects like Parvati or Shakti. You know, charge it with the energy of a love goddess and eat it and allow that love to like go throughout your body. You know, you can use deity work to help you learn to love yourself better. If you ask a deity to work with you so you can learn to love yourself better, they'll work with you. They'll also be very firm, generally speaking, when you're not doing it very well. And that was kind of the other thing I was thinking of with the Empress card, because she is the mother, she is the creatrix. You know, you might need to be doing some inner parenting or some reparenting of your inner child. Spend some time with your inner child. In terms of like romantic relationships, be your own husband, be your own wife, play those roles for yourself. Okay. Okay, and then with ambrosia, yeah, this talks about hard work paying off. So if you do the hard work of the shadow work, the inner parenting, the, you know, the journaling, and trying to identify your own patterns, it's going to pay off, but you need to do it. But like, again, as you are doing the hard work, also be rewarding yourself, loving on yourself, being gentle with yourself, and getting people out of your energy who are not for you. if you have other people in your energy, it doesn't have to be a romantic person, but if you have family in your energy that they don't appreciate you, they don't, there isn't give and take, there's only taking of your energy, or they don't respect your boundaries. Same with friends, same with colleagues. Get people like that out of your energy. Get people like that out of your life as much as possible. You can't get them out of your life, which is understandable in most cases. Learn to say no and be firm in your boundaries. Because the way that we allow our friends and our colleagues to interact with us, those kinds of things will start to reflect in our romantic relationships. Because once you make a change in one place, you'll see it affecting other aspects of your life. Okay? And someone who holds strong boundaries with other people are capable of holding strong boundaries with themselves. Okay? All right, pile one, I hope that was helpful to you. I'm sorry, I did not mean for this to be a harsh reading, but I hope it wasn't too harsh. I hope you found things in it that are helpful to you. I do have other pick-a cards if those are of interest to you. The shadow work and the self-love, in the end, it is worth it. It truly is. Because in the end, you are your own soulmate. All right? So thank you for coming to the reading. I do offer private readings if you want more insight on your own personal situation. But other than that, I will see you again soon. Be good, be safe, and love and light to you. Bye! Hi Pile 2, and welcome to your reading. If you resonated with the crystal ball and the Seven of Cups, then this is your reading. So the Seven of Cups generally talks about, it can be two different things. So the Seven of Cups can be being really in our daydreams and fantasies. It does show Scorpio on it, but it also has a lot of Pisces energy in that way. So a lot of daydreams, fantasies, the illusion of choice is the words coming to mind. Or it can show you actually having several things to choose from. In love, it can generally indicate someone who is in a place where they're sitting pretty and all their suitors are coming to them. If that is the case, then we love that for you. But let's go ahead and get into the tarot. We are going to have 7 cards total, including the one at the bottom of the deck. And then if you need any messages of closure, I do have some cards for that. And then we'll get some advice for you from the Witch's Kitchen. Woo. Okay. Spirit, what is next in love for pile 2, please? Spirit, what is next in love for pile 2? Oh my goodness. Okay. Okay, we have the Ten of Cups, dang, with the Knight of Pentacles in the reverse, and we have the King of Pentacles in the reverse. Interesting. Okay. So, let's go ahead and actually just get the rest of the cards out before we get into this. Spirit, what's next in love for pile 2, please? You have the Moon. There's Pisces energy right there. Pile 2, what's next in love? You can't see it in the camera, but from the angle I'm sitting at while I'm shuffling, the crystal ball is taking on a green hue. So maybe green is a lucky color for you, or maybe you need to do some heart chakra work. Okay. So 8 of Swords and 9 of Swords. Interesting. Okay. In bottom of the deck, we have 7 of Swords in reverse. Okay. So yeah, I feel like there's probably a reason why I heard illusion of choice for you, pile 2. Okay. So In your past energy, we have the Ten of Cups coming out with the moon. The moon is Pisces energy. It's card number 18 if you need to know those things. So you previously may have, pile one had something similar where I was pulling in this idea of like a higher level of commitment that really burned them. Your cards are kind of showing that too, or maybe that you just have these really strong ideals of like what a happy family and home life looks like. And maybe they're a little unrealistic. Pisces is the dreamer, Pisces is the idealist, and they don't quite have the discernment that Aquarius has. Like, Aquarius is also an idealist, but they have a lot of discernment. Pisces really just loves the fantasy. Pisces are known for being in love with the idea of love itself, but having a hard time with the reality of it. That's kind of what I'm getting here, is that you're coming from a background of like having really strong ideals about love and marriage and all that, and it maybe is getting in the way. Sometimes we hold so strongly to our fantasies that we actually like don't leave wiggle room for reality. We don't leave wiggle room or flexibility. Like, it's what's coming to my mind is like the girls who are like, my man needs to make 100K, and I'm like, good on you. He can totally, like, you really want that? You manifest that. Go for it. But like, it's hard out here. Like, do you know how many people like make that kind of money? Not very many in actuality. So, you're possibly cutting off options that could potentially be really, really great options, like really loving people, but they don't make the kind of money you're looking for. Like, that's what's immediately coming to mind. That's not like necessarily what you're thinking and imagining, but like that's an example of like having something on your checklist. It's not a bad thing, but it might be cutting off other good options, kind of thing. So, and yeah, in your current reality, we have Nine of Pentacles in the reverse coming out with Eight of Swords. So, Nine of Pentacles in the reverse is someone who is honestly really struggling with their own independence. Someone who actually isn't having a good time being single. You might be someone who's dating around a bit, but you're doing it because you don't like sitting at home. Or you're doing it because okay, maybe the money example came to me because some of you might feel that you can't stand on your own, and it's not that you're necessarily looking for someone like wanting to use them necessarily for money. I'm not saying that whatsoever, but like, you're afraid. You're afraid of being on your own, which is a very, and I don't mean emotionally, I mean financially. You are afraid that for whatever reason you won't be able to take care of yourself, so you kind of want someone to help you do that. And that's, I mean, what, our great grandmothers, it was only our great grandmothers who had to think that way, and the women before them, or what have you. Or if you're a man and you feel that you're struggling with money and you're like, God, I have all these bills, it'd be really nice to have a partner who also worked, like, but yeah, that's kind of what I'm seeing, is that you're not saying that you're trying to manipulate anyone or use anyone. Like, I don't see that. I see literally like you're literally coming from a place of fear on this. I feel like I might have a lot of masculines in this pile, oddly, like just because I don't know, like I'm really being drawn to the fact that I have a King of Pentacles here and he's lonely. Um, Alternatively, what I could be seeing here is with the Seven of Swords in the reverse, we're just going to come over here for a second. So with the Seven of Swords in the reverse as your theme, Seven of Swords in the reverse is being caught or being found out. I feel like it could even be like being falsely accused kind of thing. If you are in a situation where you are financially unstable and you're looking for a partner to help you stabilize, what I potentially see in your future with the King of Pentacles in the reverse and the Nine of Swords, I really want to urge you to be super careful. Be super, super careful about who you decide to be with, because this could be someone like with the Knight of Pentacles in the Knight of Pentacles. The King of Pentacles in the reverse is someone who is manipulative with their money, who maybe has a lot of money but they're not giving of it, who maybe has, like, maybe they make a lot of money, sure, but they also have a lot of debt. They're either like largely financially insecure or they cause other people to be. And what's really also sticking out to me, so with Nine of Swords, I normally think of a person who is so in their head that they're making themselves sick, or so in their head that they're up late at night. What's really sticking out to me is this word down here, trauma. Trauma. Be super careful with the choices that you make at this time in love. Big money does not mean big heart. It does not. Generally speaking, it usually means the opposite. It is super difficult to make a lot of money and be ethical. It is super difficult. So yeah, like I said, be really careful that whoever you end up choosing isn't someone who ends up being manipulative or controlling or worse. Okay? I'm going to do something a little interesting. So for pile one, what I got was messages of closure from a past person that was still in their energy. For you, pile two, what we're going to do is we're going to get messages from the person who might be coming towards you in the future. Okay? Just because I want messages from this King of Pentacles person. That's what I want. I want you to know already what's on their mind, kind of thing. So, Spirit, can we get messages from that King of Pentacles in the reverse? I almost dropped that whole thing. Spirit, can we get messages from the King of Pentacles in reverse? Pile two's future person, can we get messages from them, please? Oh my gosh. That came out very Canadian sounding. Some of you might be from Canada. Interesting. I fantasize about you. This could be someone that you know. You can't come with me. Interesting. This could be someone that maybe you already have your eyes on, and maybe they're charming and they have a lot of money, but like you just ain't it, honey. But they currently aren't telling you that. If don't make it fit either. If someone in particular is coming to mind as I say that, that's probably who it is. Otherwise, don't try and make it fit. Okay? Spirit, can we get messages from this King of Pentacles in reverse, whoever that is? Spirit, messages from the King of Pentacles in reverse, whoever that. I don't really know you. So this person could be mistrusting. They could be really mistrusting, which if you get with a mistrusting person and they don't know how to control that, that can, and they, again, Seven of Swords in the reverse, if you get with a mistrusting person or a paranoid person and they find out something about you that isn't like, that could play into their ideas or their paranoia, like that can really come back and hurt you. Distrustful people and paranoid people see what they want to see. They see what they want to see, for better or worse. Okay? Spirit, messages from that King of Pentacles in reverse, please. That's way too many. I only wanted 2 more at most, and I got 4 more. Spirit, messages from the Knight of King. I keep saying Knight over and over again. Maybe the person you're dealing with is younger than you for some of you. That could be an indicator if you already know this person. King of Pentacles in reverse, please, Spirit. King of Pentacles in reverse. Messages from that King of Pentacles, please. Messages from the King of Pentacles, please, Spirit. Okay. I know I made a mistake. I feel like there's just a lot of intrigue here. Just a lot of intrigue, which can be sexy. It can make us want to go towards a person, but be careful again, because if someone's not willing to be open and forthright, that can cause a lot of damage. Messages from this Knight of Pentacles energy. Messages from that Knight of Pentacles energy, please, Spirit. Messages from the Knight of Pentacles energy, please. One more, Spirit, please. That's way too many. One more from the thing. Fine, 2 more. Wow, I am not coming back. Do you see that? You can't come with me. I am not coming back. I know I made a mistake. I don't really know you. I fantasize about you. Leaving you hurt me too. Do you already have history with this person? Because this sounds like a past person, not a future person. For many of you. This might be someone that you already have history with, and they're kind of maybe backing your energy right now. I mean, Venus retrograde. Sorry about that. Venus retrograde is a time when we see partners from the past. So if you're dealing with someone who's from your past and they walked away from you once before, and they embody this Knight of Pentacles energy, whether it be in reverse or not, the Knight of Pentacles, either way, is the Knight of Pentacles in reverse is either someone who has a lot of money but they don't like to share it, or has a lot of money and they like to pilfer it, or someone who has a lot of potential to be that person. Like they have the potential to have boss energy and they just don't do it. those are all examples of King of Pentacles in reverse energy. Okay. Yeah, I'm really feeling like this is maybe someone from your past and they came back in and you're like, ooh, maybe. Ooh, look at you, you know? And no. No, it sounds like often when people come back to us from the past during retrograde, they're not usually coming back to stay. Retrograde is still a period of reflection. They're coming back so we can think more on that connection and figure out what it is that we didn't quite learn the first time. If we were to review that connection again, what is there to learn? Okay. This is really funny because like both pile one and your pile, like I really intended this to be what's next in love, and instead Spirit's like, no, what do you need to sit on still? Interesting. So now we're going to turn to the Witch's Kitchen Oracle and we're going to see what advice Spirit has for you at this time. Spirit, what advice do you have for pile 2, please? That wanted to come out. St. John's word, dispirited. Human, faithfulness. Okay, maybe some of you have kind of lost your faith in love a little bit. And again, maybe you're dating just to like not have to feel that pain. Mandrake, impassive. So yeah, definitely with the St. John's War, that's someone who is feeling discouraged, feeling depressed even. St. John's Wort is a common herbal remedy that can be used to aid in depression, actually. Obviously it's not as strong as like Western antidepressants, but if it's something that like if you were to take it for depression and suddenly stop taking it, you would notice the difference. Kind of thing. But yeah, so you could be feeling like kind of wondering like, is there a person for me? You know, like, which might be why you're coming at this from the angle that you're coming at it from. Again, like, it's not that you're wanting to use anybody, but maybe you're coming at it from the angle of, okay, well, if I can't have love, if I can't have a soulmate, then at least I can not be poor. Or maybe I can like have some help with my pills or not be struggling, kind of thing. And again, like Mandrake is again like someone who's very like, they're kind of depressed, they don't smile much, they don't laugh at jokes, they're just walking around with total Eeyore syndrome. But with Cumin is asking you to have faith. So the universe maybe just kind of wants you to like, you know, be patient. Because rejection is just redirection. And in the end, the more you put yourself out there and allow yourself to experience rejection, the less it hurts. And in the end, rejection is never actually about you. It's not really actually personal. I mean, think about it. If you've ever, you know, if you've ever rejected someone, you generally know that it wasn't necessarily anything about, it wasn't something personal about them. It was something that it's just not your preference. But it doesn't actually reflect on them, does it? It is only a reflection of your own preferences. So yeah, go ahead and let yourself, like, if you haven't yet given yourself a chance to, like, feel your hurt because you're dating a lot, go ahead and allow yourself to feel your pain. Let yourself feel the hurt. And if there is someone from the past who came back in, that's not a signal from the universe that you're going to get back together. In fact, it says, you can't come with me and I'm not coming back. That's what that says. They're only there for you to reflect on that dynamic and relationship and to figure out what you hadn't quite learned yet. That's all they're there for. Alternatively, they can be there to show you how far you have come. Sometimes that's what we need to be reminded of. All right. Okay, pile 2, thank you for coming to your reading. I'm sorry it wasn't happier, but I just read the cards that I see. So thank you, and I do have other readings if you want to take a look at those. I do offer personal readings if you want more insight on your own personal situation, more insight on your own personal areas that you need to grow in, maybe. But beyond that, I will see you again soon. Thank you. Be good, be safe, and love and light to you. Bye. Hi, pile 3, and welcome. If you resonated with the flowers or the justice card, this is your pile. I'm really hoping so. I was intending this entire video to be what's next for you in love, and Spirit was like, no, what's next for you to think about in love? So I'm gonna have to adjust the title. But yeah, so maybe you being the justice card, or maybe you're the one who's finally gonna get what's next for you rather than things that you needed to reflect on. So, but let's go ahead and see. I feel so sorry for the first 2 piles because I was like, not to be a bearer of bad news, but you need to reflect on crap. But let's see what you get. Spirit, what's next for pile 3 in love, please? What's next for pile 3 in love? Okay. Alright, we have the Page of Cups. And we have the 8 of Pentacles. My God, are we actually getting a love reading this time? Okay. We have the Hanged Man. Okay. What's next for pile 3 in love, please? Okay, let's not be knocking over the Justice card. That's not polite. 6 of Wands in the reverse. 6 of Swords. Okay, what else? And the King of Wands. Okay. Bottom of the deck, we have the Queen of Swords in the reverse. Interesting. Okay. Okay, so for your past energy, we have the Page of Cups coming out with the 6 of Wands in the reverse. So someone who kind of like... God, I'm just getting this like image of someone who's just sweetly coming up to people like, hi, do you want my little cup of love? And just like, no, little pile 3, we don't want your sweet little cup of love. Okay, and then like you just keep kind of going on to the next person type of thing. That's kind of just the energy I'm getting. It's very sweet. It's very innocent. You might have a sweet, innocent energy, or you might just be someone who's a bit younger. You need to be 18 plus if you're watching this reading. So if you're not 18 plus, go skidoo. But anyway, yeah, so that's just kind of the energy I'm getting. Someone who's very sweet And maybe you went through a bit of rejection, but you weren't necessarily easily discouraged by that, which is cool, you know. As I was having to tell pile 2, rejection is nothing more than redirection. However, um, currently we're seeing some of that, you know, that resilience that you showed. It's paying off because we're getting the 8 of Pentacles coming out with the 6 of Swords. So, I mean, maybe you dated a lot and you were able to look at the dating as like it's just a learning experience. I'm learning more about my preferences. I'm on this experience of going to this restaurant or going to this movie or going to this show or going to this event or doing this thing. Literally just taking it in as experiences, which I really love. But maybe getting a little defensive. Like maybe, you know, like you have a good attitude, you are getting optimistic, but with the Queen of Swords in reverse as the card, bottom of the deck energy, you know, maybe you've begun to develop a bit of a defensive shell, which is natural, I feel like. I'm thinking of, I've never owned the original Rider-Waite Tarot, but like I'm actually thinking of the Justice card in that deck. And I believe it's the image of a woman who's blindfolded, holding a sword and holding a scale. But yeah, like definitely trying to be objective at all times, but over time, you know, constant rejection or things not working out does create this hard shell for us. Your current energy is 8 of Pentacles with the 6 of Swords. So you are maintaining this energy of upward and forward kind of thing. Like, okay, keep it moving. But and you are working on yourself while you're doing that. I am getting that with the 8 of Pentacles energy with the 6 of Swords. Just again, make sure that you're not developing too hard of a shell. I mean, definitely develop your instincts, definitely develop a thicker skin, but don't let it turn into a cocoon. Okay? That's the trick, right? In your future, though, we do have the Hanged Man, which is card number 12. That's Pisces energy. Also, Pisces represents the 12th house in your natal chart. You might need to look at something in there. There might be something for you to take a gander at. I don't normally make that correlation, but for you, I did. So maybe take a look at your 12th house and what's in there and what you need to maybe bring to the forefront, since 12th house is the unconscious, right? But so we have stillness and passion, which seems like two counter energies, but I feel like your resilience and your patience is going to be rewarded, perhaps with someone who comes to you for a change. That's kind of what I'm getting. Someone's going to come to you for a change with a very passionate energy. Congratulations, you're the only pile where I'm actually telling you what's coming towards you rather than telling you what you need to reflect on, though there's also a tiny bit of that. So yeah, it looks like you're gonna get rewarded with someone who wants you. Now, whether they only want you for intimacy, that is yet to be seen. But someone is gonna come towards you. You won't have to do the work this time. And we love that for you. So we're going to go ahead and use the In the Shadows cards just to like be consistent. This only watch this portion of the video if you have someone floating around in your mind that you maybe need some closure from. If you need closure from anyone, go ahead and watch this portion of the video. If you don't need closure from anyone, I'll go ahead and I'll create a pause. That way you have an extra timestamp that you can skip ahead towards, okay? So if you need closure from someone, pile 3, we're going to get it right now. So can we get some closure for pile 3, please, Spirit? Closure for pile 3. Okay. I took the easy way out. So yeah, if you've had a lot of instances where people like exited your life pretty fast, that's not on you, that's on them taking the easy way out, not wanting to have difficult conversations, so they may be ghosted or whatever. And again, that's not a reflection on you, and I think you know that, honestly. Any kind of closure for pile 3, please, Spirit? Ooh, okay. I'm waiting for an apology. That's only going to resonate for some of you. So if you have someone that you feel like you want you need to give an apology to, maybe go ahead and do that if you think you need to apologize to someone. If you don't think you have anyone that you need to apologize to, then ignore that. Either that message isn't for you, or you don't actually need to apologize for anything. We also have I want to tell you so much. And we have yes, it is too late. I feel too, like, I feel like for those of you who are receiving this closure, I'm not telling you anything you don't already know. I'm just confirming, especially if you were in two minds about what to do about a person. Your body language says so much. Yeah. So for those of you that needed closure, I mean, this is the closure. Too, and if someone's waiting for an apology, but they want to tell you so much, but they're also saying it's too late, then I mean, F them. If they don't want to communicate, that's not on them, right? So let's go ahead and... Hi, okay, so either you watched the previous section with the closure cards or you skipped ahead to the advice, but here we are. And we're going to get some advice for pile 3. I mean, if you even need advice, I feel like dating with a sense of openness is just like, that's something we all need to learn to do, you know? But let's see what we got here. Spirit advice for pile 3, please. Spirit advice for pile 3. Parsley, death. Ooh, okay, and that's where like that unconscious, the 12th house, see what's in there. If there's anything in there that you need to work on or something that you need to let go of within yourself, that's what that card would be talking about. So maybe just a tiny bit of shadow work for you. We have sugar with sweetness. Yeah, again, not allowing yourself to actually develop a hard shell. Spirit, what else? That's way too much. We only want one more, Spirit. Okay. Blackberry, invasive. So yeah, make sure that there's not only that you're not developing a hard shell, but also make sure that you're not allowing people in your energy if you feel like they don't need to be in your energy, okay? Because, like, being open with dating, looking at it as an experience, that's great, that's wonderful, but not every single experience is worth having. So, yeah, I just feel like, Spirit just wants you to, like, go ahead and take a look at yourself periodically. Make sure, there's nothing forming that you don't want to form. I feel like you're generally, like, just a very healthy minded person. And it's just being careful that we don't accidentally develop shadows just because there's some things that we feel shame about, basically. And just go ahead and continue to be sweet, be open, but be careful. That's kind of what I'm getting here. Okay? So thank you, pile 3. I am sorry that your pile wasn't very informative, but it was definitely, like, much happier than the other ones. So thank you for that, and thank you for coming to your reading. I do offer personal readings if that is something you're interested in. If not, then I will see you again soon. Be good, be safe, and love and light to you. Bye.